I'll begin with, of course, number one, saying that congratulations NIC and a great initiative by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. And I really believe that you have technically opened up a gold mine for application developers and startups. And this is not just a great initiative for Digital India, but if I talk from my perspective, it's an extremely great initiative from Startup India perspective as well. Because this particular opening up of government data is going to open new avenues for a lot of small level startups to get into this data science space and build applications upon them. Speaking on the education panel, I believe education is a very important vertical, and it's exactly the backbone of everything. And I believe that education has got it's directly proportional to skill development and job creation. So again, if the moment the data related to education comes into the market, it is also going to affect skill development sector and a job creation sector, and of course the startup sector. So I'll take a minute and talk about something called what we in startup generally say startup ecosystem, and I'll not restrict myself to startup ecosystem, but I really don't want to talk about something called a comprehensive ecosystem, wherein I believe that once this data gets into the public domain, as I said, education is going to be the backbone of everything. It's going to affect skill development, it's going to affect technology development, it's going to affect the entire startup ecosystem, and it's eventually going to affect job creation. Picking up that point from there, when it comes to job creation, and as somebody in the panel mentioned about talent pool, and of course building upon what Ishan just said, I run this company called Codesign Labs, and the primary thing we do in Codesign Labs is we recruit freelance designers, developers, and primarily creative guys. And we started this company 1.5 years back. And again, talking from my perspective of data, there were 2-3 very interesting insights which happened on the company. Number one, we saw a lot of hardcore tech talent coming from the cities like Bangalore, Bombay, Hyderabad, Chennai, Pune. But a lot of designers and creative talent was coming from tier 2 cities, primarily Jaipur, Ahmedabad, Chandigarh. So it was pretty interesting to see this pattern. Number one. Number two, again, if I look into my data, I realized that 50% of my full-time freelancers were women. We never realized that indirectly we're creating an impact into that segment as well. So we're making women independent financially, and they're pretty excited working with us because we act like a project management layer for them. So we never saw that we were able to create this impact. So data, of course, is going to open up new avenues for people directly or indirectly. I just want to touch upon one very important point that I happen to, because it's education panel, of course, and I happen to browse through the website, and I see couple of very interesting data sets. So there's a data set on higher education, there's a data set on skill and employability sector, there's a data set on distance education, on gender-wise enrollment, overall enrollment in general, institutional data, course statistics, and something on growth and budget. So I think they're pretty interesting data sets, and once they are open up for private players and startups for application development, especially building upon if guys are learning from Udacity and they can build upon that, if they're doing machine learning and AI and data science, I think a lot of private startups and a lot of small town guys can build upon all these applications, create very meaningful products for solving the real problems of the country. So I really believe that this is going to open up a lot of avenues into commercial and non-commercial space, and it's going to for sure give a boost to application development, primarily mobile application development, and overall push to the entire ecosystem. And yes, of course, it's definitely going to help a lot of people in tier 2 and tier 3 cities as well. So I think it's a great move by the government of India, and we really appreciate and looking forward for great results. Thank you.